Good evening. I'm Stacey Amos for News Channel 8, and these are the top stories that we have for you tonight. Police arrest a man on St. Thomas for aggravated rape. Senator Craig Barshinger shares his point of view on the Virgin Islands Constitution. Wednesday, July 11th is a day of remembrance and a special 15-year anniversary for one St. Croix business owner. Those stories and more up next for you on News Channel 8. In our top story tonight, police on St. Thomas have arrested Alan Archibald for aggravated rape charges after learning he fathered a son with his biological daughter. VIPD spokesperson Melody Rames has more.
Police arrested 39-year-old Alan N. Archibald and charged him with aggravated rape, first-degree domestic violence. Archibald was arrested at the Bureau of Corrections on St. Thomas, where he is incarcerated awaiting trial for an unlawful sexual contact case that occurred in 2010. Police arrested Archibald on July 7th at the jail at about 4:15 p.m. after DNA evidence revealed that the suspect is the father of his biological daughter's one-year-old son. The daughter was 15 years old when the child was conceived, police said. Domestic violence detectives said the case is still under active investigation. Archibald was held without bail and returned to the custody of the Bureau of Corrections.
The VIPD also recently arrested Brudy's Calderon, who was identified as firing gunshots in front of a Christian-said restaurant and nightclub. Here's VIPD spokesperson Melody Rames again with the details.
Police on St. Croix arrested Brutus Calderon and charged him with unauthorized possession of a firearm after he was positively identified as the person who discharged a firearm in front of a Christian-said restaurant and nightclub. Police were called to Sharky's Bait Stand in Christian-said just before 3 a.m. on Saturday, July 7th, in response to shots fired. Once there, officers spoke to witnesses who pointed out Calderon as the one who discharged shots in the parking lot outside of the business. Witnesses also told police that after he discharged the shots, Calderon walked to a grassy area and hid the weapon. Police searched the area and recovered a .22 caliber handgun. Police said witnesses in the area did not indicate that Calderon was involved in any dispute and did not provide any reason why Calderon would fire the shots. Calderon is a 19-year-old male. His bail was set at $25,000 and he was remanded to the Golden Grove Adult Correctional Facility pending further court action.
In other news, I recently caught up with Senator Craig Barshinger to discuss his perspective on the Virgin Islands Constitution. Senator Barshinger, talk to us about what's your point of view on this subject that's top of mind today.
Well, Stacey, I'm very glad that Senator Russell has resurrected the issue because we spent $500,000 so far drafting a constitution. He's going to call a committee of the whole meeting on St. John, St. Thomas, and St. Croix to discuss some legislation he's proposing. As of right now, I cannot say that I support the legislation, but I support bringing the issue up because I believe that the people of this territory have a right to vote up or down on a constitutional draft. Even if it's not the perfect draft, it should be presented to the people. As far as his approach, which is a bill that would establish the Constitutional Revision Committee, fusing the 30 members of the Constitutional Convention with the legislature. As of right now, I'll offer some tentative opinions. I haven't heard the testimony or the opinions yet, so these are soft opinions, but I am concerned that it is blending things that cannot blend. The 30 people who were selected as delegates have a job to do, and on the day that they decide to remove the deal breakers from the convention, from the Constitution draft, they will be able to finish their work in 10 to 20 hours. It's not a big deal. It's not a matter of a huge amount of money. It's just a matter of deciding that we need to have a constitution that opens its arms widely and embraces all Virgin Islanders and talks about the ways that we covenant to live together. That's what a constitution is about. Right now, we still have factions inside the Constitutional Convention that may prevent the changes being made that were cited as necessary by the Department of Congress.
Now, Senator Barshinger, what we heard last night from Senator Russell was his disdain for the fact that he's being told that how to classify a Virgin Islander, and that seems to be what is kind of part of the hookup. Can you talk to us more about that specific aspect of it?
Well, I agree. The single largest deal breaker in the Constitution is the classification of Virgin Islanders into two classes: ancestral native Virgin Islanders and everybody else who's a second-class citizen. It is something which is contrary to the United States Constitution. We live in a land that has a big, new, bright, bold idea, which is that everybody is equal in the eyes of the law. And the Virgin Islands Constitution, as proposed presently, flies in the face of that. It goes backwards. Many people live in places in this world where they do not have the benefit of the United States' big, bold, bright idea. And I personally subscribe to it. I want everybody to feel like they are equal under the eyes of the law. And the draft that was made set up people who were born or could trace their ancestry prior to 1932 and those who were after. If you came after, even if you've been in the Virgin Islands for 3 generations, you still are an outsider, a second-class citizen. If you came before that and you haven't lived in the Virgin Islands for 3 or 4 generations, let's say your family's lived in New York, but you can trace your ancestry back, you can come to the Virgin Islands, buy land, and all that land is tax exempt. And yet the person whose grandparents came here in 1935 never will be tax exempt. To me, this is common sense that this cannot work, and it is a deal breaker. Now let's look at it the practical side of things, Stacy. All of the Department of Interior and the President and all their suggestions are important, but what's important is to what's in our hearts. How do we covenant to live together? And as a person who is both a member of the Constitutional Convention and in the legislature, my job is to know what people think and what they feel and how they'll behave under different circumstances. I will tell you that I am sure that the 60% or more of people who would be second-class citizens under the present constitutional draft will not go into the voting booth and vote themselves into second-class citizenship. And that's a long way of simply saying that this Constitution is dead as it stands now. Now, I think we should try and vote on something, but unless we modify it and improve it and take away the deal breakers, it has no chance of passing. You know, if there were only 10 or 20% of the people who would be in a different class, the majority might be able to overwhelm the minority, but the majority are the quote-unquote second-class people. So I ask all members of the Constitutional Convention to, up until now, have hoped to ensconce the ancestral native Virgin Islander category in the Constitution, to let it go and just simplify it and let go of the things that are contentious and just talk about the things we all agree on.
Be sure to tune in tomorrow night when Senator Barshinger shares his thoughts on the territory going into this election year. Coming up, Wednesday, July 11th is a day of remembrance for a Caribbean nation and a Caribbean team. That's all up next in your Caribbean Report.
This is News Channel 8. This is News Channel 8.
Now here's your news from around the Caribbean region. From Washington, Homeland Security Department Secretary Janet Napolitano has planned a visit to the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico between July 11th and July 13th. From St. Lucia, high-ranking officials of the OAS and the government of Trinidad and Tobago held talks in St. Lucia this weekend on the economic development and foreign policy challenges facing the region. From CARICOM, with just a week away, preparations for the Connect the Americas Summit are in high gear as the Caribbean community seeks to showcase its potential for maximizing the use of information and communication technologies for the development at this summit and to attract investments for more than 45 projects. From the Dominican Republic, Wednesday has been declared a day of mourning by 63 organizations, institutions, and groups to protest the violence which has left dozens of women dead so far this year in the country. From the Caribbean, a management plan for the sustainable harvesting of flying fish among the islands of the Eastern Caribbean has been developed for implementation by the middle of next year, according to the CRFM. From Trinidad, thousands of leatherback turtle eggs eggs and hatchlings have been crushed by heavy machinery along a Trinidad beach widely regarded as the world's densest nesting area for the biggest of all living sea turtles. From Puerto Rico, the island is preparing to open the five-star Ritz-Carlton Reserve Dorado this December, but in the meantime, Puerto Rico is celebrating the recent opening of the new Olive Boutique Hotel, which opened in San Juan's cool Condado section and is just one of two properties in Puerto Rico that's got the distinction of small luxury hotels of the world. From the Dominican Republic, JetBlue Airways is pleased to announce plans to expand its award-winning service to its sixth destination in the Dominican Republic and 73rd Blue City with the addition of Samana, subject to receipt of government approval, of course. And in your cricket update, to the beating of blaring horns, crashing thundersticks, and loud cheers, the West Indies followed up landmark hundreds from Chris Gayle and Marlon Samuels with purposeful bowling to clinch a 55-run victory over New Zealand in the second Digicel One-Day International on Saturday. And Wednesday, July 11th, has been declared Runako Morton Day by the members of the West Indies team. The third Digicel One-Day International against New Zealand has been dedicated to the memory of the former middle-order batsman who is a teammate of most members of the squad.
We are lucky enough to be here with Cheryl Tang Howe of Visible Changes, who is celebrating a significant milestone, 15 years in business. She's been here since 1997. Her first year opening, she became Businesswoman of the Year, awarded that by the St. Croix Foundation. And we are celebrating with her because she's going to share some special promotions that she has for the community. Cheryl, talk to us about what you're doing in celebration of 15 years.
Okay, for the whole week, from Tuesday to Saturday, we are having a 15% off gift shop items plus services. This is the first time we are having everything on special because of our 15th year anniversary.
That is wonderful. And Cheryl doesn't just do hair, which my hair is luckily done by her, but she has accessories, jewelry, dresses, makeup, spa services, pedicures, manicures, massages, facials. Am I saying enough? I mean, she has everything. So 15% off all these services.
Yes, everything, even underwears, ladies' underwears.
So Cheryl, promotion is from Tuesday to Saturday. So tell us the hours.
Okay, we are open from Tuesday to Saturday. On Tuesday and Thursday, we have an extended hours for working women. We take up to 6 o'clock appointments. So we try to accommodate the working ladies instead of the rush on Saturdays. So I'm here until maybe 8:30.
That's wonderful. So if anybody has a meeting on a Wednesday or a Friday, you can come get your hair done or anything else. Okay, and how can people reach you?
Okay, we just built our website. It's visible, V-I-S-A-B-L-E, changes.biz. And we also have a text line that you can text us on 340-220-5190.
And last but not least, 15 years here. What do we have in store for the next 15 years for Visible Changes?
Well, maybe we might be seeing more about men now instead of women alone.
That's great. We're going to take care of the metrosexual.
Exactly. The whole family.
Definitely come visit Cheryl Tang Howe right here at Visible Changes. She will do everything possible to enhance your beauty. Now, she just mentioned men. Don't forget, she can help you too.
And as I mentioned, I'm so thankful to have Cheryl Tang Howe, who does my hair. And all of us here at News Channel 8 congratulate her and wish her 15 more years of success. Now here's your weekly Crime Stoppers report.
This is Judy with your weekly Crime Stoppers report. Crime Stoppers need your help to solve the following crimes. If you know something, say something, as law enforcement cannot control crime without the help of the entire community. On St. Croix a couple of months ago, we brought you several cold cases that the cold case squads needed some help solving. They still need your help. So we're going to let you know about these homicides once again. There are 4 of them. Around February 24th of 2000, Mario Menza Daniels, he disappeared. Sometime later, his skeletal remains were discovered. And on November 13th of 2001, Leandre Bobo Dread Smith was gunned down in broad daylight by multiple assailants with high-powered firearms near the Charles Harwood Medical Center in Estate Richmond. And on June 1st of 2002, Edwin Miller Velasquez was reported missing. His body was found in a shallow grave in the area of Williams Delight. And lastly, on November 3rd of 2004, Tyrone Knight was killed inside the FNA service station near Sunny Isle by an assailant, again with a high-powered high-powered firearm. If you have any information about these old homicides, please call Crime Stoppers. And on St. John, last week we reported to you that the Department of Public Works had some tires stolen. The very next day, they had more tires stolen. Now, the Department of Public Works is located at number 6 Susannaburg. The director got to work and discovered that the burglars gained entry through one of the windows, and this time they stole 4 record tires. Police still need your help in solving that burglary. And on St. Thomas, on Thursday, May 17th, at about 12:40 a.m., a man in the area of Bethlehem House in Hospital Ground was heading back toward his safari taxi when he was held up by 2 masked men who had a silver handgun. Now, they were able to steal his very own gun, which was a licensed Taurus Millennium .40 caliber firearm. They got $120 in cash. They got his black iPhone that was in a black otter case. They also got a dark gray X-cover cell phone. They also got a black iPad. Then they took off in an unknown direction. If you have any information on these or any other crimes, you can log on to our website, which is listed right there, CrimeStoppersUSVI.org, or you can call 1-800-222-TIPS. As always, your calls are completely anonymous, and our stateside operators, they do speak several languages. The minimum reward for information that leads to an arrest of a burglar is $536. For an armed robber, the reward is $900. For a murder suspect, it's $1,500 at a minimum. For the recovery of stolen property, the reward is 10% of the retail value of property recovered. This has been Judy with your weekly Crime Stoppers report.
Get your pens and pencils out. Here are your VI lottery numbers.
First prize, 9170 for $175,000. Second prize, 11931 for $65,000. Third prize, 13738 for $40,000. Fourth prize, 16218 for $30,000. And last but never least, fifth prize, 19312 for $20,000. Next drawing, July 20th.
We hope we had a winner out there. Coming up, it's basketball in your Sports 411.
This newscast has been sponsored by Mario's Virgin Crystal. Let us save you the hassle of lugging those jugs around. Purified bottled water conveniently delivered to your home or office. Also available in your favorite grocery store. Call 773-2810.
This is News Channel 8. This is News Channel 8.
Now here's Stephen Koo Francis with your Sports 411.
Thanks a lot, Stacy. Tonight we bring you action from the NBBA Summer League. In the first game, we had Kings versus Lakers. What a great one this was. Well, Kings big man Craig Williams, the big smooth, he had the touch early. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Then puts up one of those male fraternity signs. Let's check with the research department to find out what frat house sign was that. Hey, Roo, check that out. Well, Williams hits another from downtown that touches nothing but the bottom of the net. And Williams, he did that sign again. Hey, Roo, any luck finding out what frat house that is?
Delta Sigma Theta.
Hey, thanks a lot, Roo. Good job from the research department. Well, the Kings didn't do their research on how to stop Lakers guard Rashawn Williams, the hoop and the harm. As Williams, he was carving up the Kings defense like a pig at a luau. And won. At the half, the Kings led 37-36. Second half, more Williams. The drive and the high kiss off the glass for two. William Bucket, he gave the Lakers a 7-point lead, 49-42. Later, Williams, he pushes the lead to 10 with just 3-point bucket. Man, he's filling up the stat sheet. Well, William, he wasn't doing it alone. He was getting help from his backcourt counterpart, PUMPA, Dennis Leiber, for two. Seconds to go in the third quarter. Check out the hustle by the Kings as Leiber Rogers, he gets the shut off just before the buzzer to cut into the Lakers lead, 57-48. Fourth quarter, here comes the Kings. Rogers, 3-ball from the side pocket is good. Williams, he answers right back as he goes right down King Street for two. Lakers by 4. Rogers, with a heat check. Folks, that ball barely touches the backboard, but Craig Williams, he's there for two. No, make it three, as the Kings was just down by one after that 3-point play. Later, less than 4 minutes to play, Kings down one. Rogers with the wide open three. See the three, be the three. Kings up by two, 68-66. Lakers ball looks like they're about to call timeout, but check out the heads up play by Williams as he catches the Kings napping, tying up the game at 68. Oh, what a game. We have a good one cooking, folks. Next play, Rogers, he beats his man off the dribble, draws the foul, and makes the basket. Oh, buddy. Folks, he was unable to complete the 3-point play, but Kings led 70-68. Lakers answer right back when Williams found a wide open Liber for the deuce, tying up the game. After Kings miss, Lakers ball, Williams, he has his hard hat on. You know what time it is? I'll go to work. He went to work and won. 3-point play. He finished with 29 points, and the Lakers finished off the Kings 80-76. Well, in the second game, we had the undefeated Dreadites versus Boise. This game was a tale of two different halves. First half, Dreadites, Cuthbert Victor doing it all. Shooting. Passing. Here he finds Andy Chelcher for two. Defending. Blocks Terrell Christian. Not in my house. Rebounding. Give me that. Oh, that Victor. He looks like a man amongst boys. As Victor's had Dreadites looking to stay undefeated as they led by 4 at the half. Second half, Victor, he disappeared, so did Dreadites lead. Kadeem Jones for 3. Folks, then check out the play of the game, Terrell Christian with the steal and the slam. Don't you very much. Oh, that's just nasty. That's just nasty, son. As Boise went on to blow out Dreadites 85-68. Christian, he led the way with 25 points. That's a look at Sports 4-1 update. I'm Stephen Francis from Channel 8. Back to you, Stacy.